All right, so here we're going to have a look at multiplying and dividing fractions. And from how I've split up this page, you might be able to guess that multiplying fractions is going to take a lot less time for us to cover than dividing fractions. Because multiplying fractions is super straightforward. If I want to multiply 2/3 by 1/4, I just multiply the top two numbers together, so 2 times 1, and I multiply the bottom two numbers together, 2 times 12. And that's it. That's all there is to multiplying fractions. If I want to do 9/5 multiplied by 2/7, I multiply the top two numbers together, and I multiply the bottom two numbers together. And that's it. That's multiplying fractions. Dividing fractions isn't much harder, there are just more steps, because there's this thing you've got to remember. There are sort of 3 steps to doing a dividing problem. Let's give you a problem first. Let's do 3/4 divided by 1/3. Now those steps, we give it the acronym KFC. You have to keep the first fraction the same. So we're going to leave that 3/4 as 3/4. You're going to flip the second fraction over. So that 1/3 turns into 3/1. And finally, you change the divide into a times. And we just spoke about how to multiply fractions, how to times fractions together. You times the top two numbers together, and you times the bottom two numbers together. So it's 9/4, 9/4. Let's do another one. Let's do 4/5 divided by 3/7. We're going to keep the first fraction the same, so keep the 4/5 the same. Flip the second fraction over, turning it into 7/3 instead of 3/7. And we change the divide to a times. So 4 multiplied by 7 is 28, and 5 multiplied by 3 is 15, so it's 28/15. And that's it. Multiplying, times the tops, times the bottoms. Dividing, you just have to keep the first fraction the same, flip the second fraction over, change the divide into a times, and then do the times. So I'm just going to put up some questions for you to have a go at there. Up to you, but if you would like, you can pause the video now and have a little try, because in just a sec, I'm going to talk through the answers. So pause now if you want to. And I'm going to talk through the answers. So the multiplying ones are going to be dead quick. We times the top two numbers together, so 1 times 2. And we times the bottom two numbers together, 2 times 3 is 6. That's it. The second one, same again, top two numbers times together, and the bottom two numbers times together. Now the dividing ones are going to be slightly longer, but not any harder really. We're going to keep the first fraction the same every time, flip the second fraction over, and change that divide into a times. 1 times 3 is 3, 4 times 2 is 8. And finally, keep, flip, change. 4 times 5 is 20, and 7 times 3 is 21. That's it. That's multiplying and dividing fractions.